Loading screen is brought to you by Mike and Ike.
Kid Jordan!
What goes on in your head?
There's a new NPC. There's just so many new things that I think it's going to bring.
I mean, there's layers to this game that has people loving it.
Not now, Mom. I'm doing a podcast.
Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning.
Jakob. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
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 You're doing a bit right now. I know you are.
What's up, man? How are you? Good morning.
Doing all right. How about you?
Doing too bad.
Excited today.
Excited day. Exciting day.
Your
It's
big game comes out.
Outriders today, and I've got a little bit of information that I got from people that are looking to play Outriders, whether it be now on the demo or when it officially releases. But I've got a little bit of information for that. Hello, Brody. Well,
Okay.
welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully Jacob can take it up from 4 frames in his webcam feed today.
Here's hoping. No promises.
How are you, dude? What have you been playing?
I'm good. I've been playing a scary dating sim. That's been great. I didn't know it was a scary dating sim.
You might have
at
to do a
first.
video on that, like just like a total off the cuff. Like, this game is absolutely horrifying because.
Well, it was so weird. So, dude, it just showed up in my Steam library. It wasn't there, and then it was a day or two ago.
Does anybody share your Steam library?
Weird.
That's the first question.
No one shares my library. No
No?
one. It was just there. And I
Okay.
was like, okay, like this will be kind of funny. Haha, I'm in Discord, I'll stream it. It'll be really funny. We'll giggle at this dating sim. And then it
got dark.
then it got dark.
Yeah?
Then it got really dark. I won't talk about it too much because if we do a video later, I think you guys would enjoy it. But it's called Confess Your Love. And there's, I think, 30 different endings. Every ending I got, she said no.
Okay, how many endings are you up to?
I'm up to 21.
Maybe you'll get
So-
there. Maybe you'll get the good one at some point.
Maybe she'll say something soon.
You know the worst part about this is in life, you normally only get 1 choice or 3.
Now I'm facing rejection 21 separate times. Each time the buildup is the same of me being like,
Like, you can't just hit the
like,
reset
today's the
button
day.
in life.
I'm gonna ask her. Oh, she said no again. Okay, well today is the day. I'm gonna ask her.
Don't worry,
Jacob.
Jacob. Who needs
Please
love in a
worry.
game? You'll find love IRL. Exactly,
Thanks, John
John.
Doe. Appreciate it,
Thank
buddy.
you, John Doe. So, guys, I've been playing Final Fantasy in Valheim. Big surprise. Trying a new job class for Final Fantasy, but we left you last time with a question. And we're going to get to this question at the end of towards the back half of the show. Basically, the question is, what do you think justifies a game's price tag? What makes a game worth its price tag? So we left you guys with some homework last time, and we're going to
we'll
visit
see
that
what you guys
homework.
do.
School will be in session. Class will be in session shortly, but we've got some stories I want to cover real quick before we dive into that. For those of you wondering about the Valorant hype, we've got a stream later today as well. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the news. Let's do it. Here we go.
Let's dive right into gaming news.
Gaming news.
Gaming news.
So, first things first, Call of Duty Season 2 launches today, and already there are a bunch of big-time streamers right now pissed off at it. I've barely looked at Season 2. Are you in tune with what's happening, Jacob?
Slightly. Right before we hopped in, Jake was telling me that no one's happy. They're peeved at the moment.
Really?
So I guess the whole thing was like people were like, this time we're taking zombies to a whole new level. And,
Hold on.
the
Did we
response-
ask for zombies to be a whole new level? Did we ask that?
Well, that's the thing is I wasn't sure, but they weren't lying, I guess, because the level is going down, going deep dive.
You know what pisses me off is they've been talking about Verdansk changing, and I haven't played it yet, so maybe it did change. I don't know. but from what I'm hearing, and let's go into the trailer here, because this is the season 2. I need to change my, there we go, season 2 gameplay trailer, and we'll just pull it up here. I mean, obviously zombies is a big part of it. Why they're pushing zombies so hard, I don't know.
Why are they updating on a Thursday?
They're afraid of Outriders, Kappa. But so at the end of this trailer here, experience the beginning.
Guys, Outriders
of the end.
We have to patch now. We have to patch right now.
So I don't, dude. I expected a new Warzone map, and now we did.
I did too.
Didn't we hear that there was going to be like an event or something at some point?
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe that event is going to happen. But from what I'm seeing here, and I could be wrong, everybody, but from what I'm seeing here and hearing, that they did not, in fact, update the Verdansk map just yet. They've changed a few things here and there. Dude, come on, man. Warzone's been out for a year now. Change the damn map, Activision. My God. I
don't think it's fear of change, too. I think if they use that line, that's a little...
What line?
We just want to make sure the players are enjoying the experience that they have. That's why we are carefully trying to make sure the change is perfect.
Does Donald Trump work at Activision now?
Oh, does it sound like him?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But squad outbreak, like, okay, cool, like massive open. I mean, I'll be honest. An open map zombies is kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but they didn't do it right. Imagine if it was this, but 100 people. Imagine instead of hopping into Warzone, you hop into a 100-person lobby for zombies, and it's just endless.
But real shit, why would, like,
That'd be
dude,
cool.
Warzone's been out for so long, and they've been teasing this season 2 bull crap, and they give us a zombies map, not a Warzone map, a zombies map, or not even a zombies map, but a zombies mode rather. You know?
Yeah, it's a real overpromise, underdeliver. It should be the opposite.
So this is what got me here. There's a big boat going toward Verdansk, obviously. What's on the boat? I don't know. Maybe in the season 2 cinematic you find out. Like I said, I've just installed it. I haven't, you know, I don't know what's there yet. But what I will say is I saw an article right before we started the show that said Call of Duty will no longer fit on a 500 gig PS4.
Oh no.
Oh is right.
Oh no.
Oh is right. Hello, Derbs. We're going to be getting to that question shortly, actually. But yeah, so yeah, like
these are all very valid things, though. I think we'll touch on those later.
100%. 100%.
Mom, I can't play Call of Duty. I just bought you that.
I just bought you a console for Christmas.
And so I don't have enough room.
Imagine.
What's a gigabyte?
I need 1,000 of them to play a game. Okay.
What does that mean?
Anyway.
What are they? They're not deleting anything old. What's going on? I think that Call of Duty will be the first 1 terabyte game. Is there a terabyte game? Is there a game that's that big already? What is the biggest game? I'll look up right now. What is the biggest?
While you're doing that, let's move on to our next story so that we can get to the true question at hand here. The next question comes from, or the next bit of information comes from Starfield. So apparently, Starfield rumors. Okay, go ahead, Jacob. What do you got?
It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
What are we sitting at size-wise?
Size-wise? Let me look.
Just in case you guys were wondering, size does in fact matter.
It's still 200 plus gigs. As of today, it is worth 231 gigabytes. So, did you say it's going to be bigger than 504?
Somebody said that if you install all of the components like Warzone, Call of Duty, maybe Black Ops or something, like if you have those games installed, I don't know. I got to find the article again, but it was.
Oh, it's probably all both of them with it. Yeah,
here we go.
Stop because the updates every week, and I gotta say, dude, remember, I don't play on console, but my brother did.
I got it.
It's like a 2-hour update every weekend. It's terrible.
IGN, Activision has said that fully installed and updated versions of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Warzone Warzone, not Modern Warfare, Warzone, may no longer fit on a 500 gigabyte PlayStation 4.
That's
Come again
sad.
for Big Fudge?
Come again.
So, I don't know, man. Whatever. Like, they think they can do whatever they want. And they can, because people are going to buy their stuff, whatever they do, no matter what. People will always buy their stuff. Unless there's a massive boycott, Activision is going to keep doing what Activision do.
Boom. 45 gig update.
Yeah, crazy.
Hey, guys. We changed the MP5 loadout. Boom. 60 gig update.
Why? Because the bullets are higher res.
Hey, guys. We're taking out some of the older graphics. Boom. 20 gig update.
Hey, guys.
Guys, don't worry.
We're launching an N64 version. Boom. 80 gig
This
update.
week, we're adding something cool where you can actually watch the CDL live on the monitors in-game. Boom. 120 gig update.
Boom. Boom. It's like a
And this
freaking
update-
minefield up in here.
The grenades now blow up into confetti. Boom. 600 gig update.
I don't know.
It just goes on. and
Halo
on
will
and
always
on.
be king in my mind. So next story here, guys. Starfield. Everybody knows the space game that's coming from Bethesda. It's been in development for a few years now. I think it's in like an updated engine. I remember everybody was like, "Oh, well, we might get an updated engine for Starfield,
Like you crazy.
or a new engine for Starfield." I don't know if it's actually I don't know if it's getting a new engine, but I do know I do know something's getting updated. But anyway, with that being said, Starfield, and this isn't necessarily a huge story here, but Starfield rumors are circulating saying that the game is going to get an earlier than expected release date. So that's interesting. The fact that, Jacob, have you heard about Starfield at all?
Yeah, I was surprised that Bethesda's going for a big sci-fi like this one.
Yeah, I think they might have said 2022 or something at some point, and there's been some speculation.
It was announced. Was it 2017 or 18 it was announced?
I don't know, 18 maybe? But there's been speculation
18.
saying that it might launch this year, but we haven't seen gameplay. We haven't seen anything. Do you think it's going to launch this year? I personally do not. I don't know, but like it'd be cool. I can
Alex,
get.
do you know of any game that was released earlier than it was intended that
No,
worked out really well?
no. I don't.
Derb says, "Do you guys have guest speakers? I would love to come and discuss games." Maybe
Yo,
for you,
Derbs.
Maybe
That
just
is
for you.
actually something that we want to integrate into the show, where we have some guest speakers. Now, obviously, we would have to vet you and make sure that like you're not,
You're not gonna come on here and just go AWOL.
come in
on
here
me.
and just go AWOL and start cursing at
You're
us
not
and
gonna
calling
come
us
in
mean
here and
names.
not only
you know?
challenge me to one.
Like we want people to be nice to us. You know, like I could probably 1v1 you on Rust, and you might never want to come on to the show again. But you know, I mean, we're inviting of neckbeards, like that's fine. Trolls, yeah, why not? Like trolls as in the entity of a being, but not necessarily a personality. Like I don't like trolls, and I'm totally going off the rails here.
We love you, Derbs.
I was kidding. No, I mean, like, actually bringing guests onto the show is something that we do want to do, hopefully in the near future. But with that being said, so Starfield might come sooner than later. I don't know. I don't trust it. Bethesda might get an action lawsuit. Both sides are still in building phase.
Have we played Valheim yet?
We kind of forgotten about Bethesda, like, because they haven't really. 76 is the last thing they did, and then I think at that point the company was like, "All right, like let's start changing some things. I think let's just go offline for a few years and come back."
Let's make
Did we play Valheim?
work out.
I've got like 60 hours in that game. We've talked about it the last 4 episodes. So, but hey, Valheim, 4 million copies. This show's all over the place. 4 million copies this week. Awesome. Congratulations, devs. You guys know how to make a good game. Okay, with that being said, next thing, Zombie Outbreak event is coming. That's with the Warzone thing. This was like a week ago, so I don't really need to talk about this all that much, but the Zombie Outbreak mode, jump into it today. Let us know if you guys play it. Okay, here, next show, if you guys play the Season 2 updated content with Call of Duty, I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be able to dive into it, but if you guys have the opportunity to come here on Tuesday, let us know your thoughts. I would love to hear about it and whether or not it's going to be worth it. three final things before we jump into our conversation that we want to have, which is the title of the stream, what makes a game worth the price tag, is Sony's State of Play is coming today. February 25th, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, so right at the end of the workday for some people. State of Play broadcast where they basically are going to be introducing PS4 and PS5 titles, including new game announcements and updates on some of the third-party and indie titles you saw in June's PS5 showcase. Exciting. Oh, yeah. I really liked what I saw in the PS5 showcase, so hopefully we'll get some more updates here. Jacob, is there a big what are you expecting here? For one,
I just want some God of War news.
I was just going to say, I think we're going to get some God of War maybe God of War gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I just want anything, even if it's just a tidbit. I'm already like, I'm deciding it's fine. It's fine if they push it back. It's okay. Just show me something. Just show me something.
Show me something, all right? All right, so here's what... Hold on, let's see here.
God of War came out yesterday? What do you mean, lame abs? Hold on.
To the internet!
God of War yesterday. God of War news.
The Ford president...
By the way, what do I want Valheim to add in the future? I want chickens and eggs so I can make cake.
He's thought about this. Chickens and eggs to make cake. That's amazing. I like that. So, guys,
well, I've got a shiny badge for anyone who thinks God of War is coming out this year, 2030. The first God of War, that is the new God of War, is coming out with the title indication.
Did Lame Abs just do you dirty? Guys, we don't like when chat does us dirty.
He did talk about... Oh, hey.
The news of it being pushed back. All right, dude, come on. Talking to... Like, type your entire thought out. Not just... Don't leave us hanging there. Okay.
It says the delay seems increasing... Oh.
All right, hold on. So,
yeah, I think it was pushed back.
Some of the games that I'm excited for, guys, is Project Athia, which is the Square Enix and Luminous Productions premiere game. Project Athia. Hopefully we get some more information surrounding that.
Do you think they'll confirm NAC 3? Do you think it'll happen, Alex?
I don't know.
Do you know the meme about NAC 3?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Are you going to tell me?
Nah.
Okay.
Rocket League 2. No, the meme with NAC 3 is everyone just gets super hype about NAC because they're like, NAC 2, baby! Because NAC's graphics were really good when it came out, but it was kind of a weird game.
Oh, okay.
It was fun, though.
All right, well, you're going to have to show me after the show. Nonetheless, I mean...
could you imagine Rocket League 2 being announced? Rocket League 2.
Bigger tires!
But it's just rockets. Instead of cars, it's now...
Now it's actual rockets. People, you just
rockets
saddle up on a rocket, and you're ready to... Two games I'm really excited for. Horizon Forbidden West. And... Where is it here? Actually, I'm kind of excited for Kena. Kena? Bridge of Spirits. Simply because the little people, the little creatures in that game are the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. Don't care about you, Ford. Unless you want to give me a truck, then we can talk. But that game looks cool. But primarily, I'm excited for Project Athia because speaking of Square Enix, we're going to be jumping into that shortly. But Square Enix love story games there, Kena and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I mean,
Forbidden West, rather.
It's far off, but Ratchet and Clank comes out in June.
Does it? Oh yeah, that's right. We were just talking about that.
I'm excited for that. But geez. Oh, Derb says he wants WoW-style dungeons with aesthetic gear and home decorations. Maybe have some sword buffs or something. That'd be really cool. They're definitely gonna have a dungeon update. I think it's funny though. I read it in it was like a tweet a while ago. They weren't expecting to get so many people to buy in that day, so they tweeted like, "Oh, well, we'll make an announcement today. It'll come soon."
It's literally
and then
what
an hour
happened.
later, they were like, "We're gonna add chickens, and the chickens are gonna have eggs, and you can make cake. It's gonna be awesome, guys. I promise. It'll be great."
Think about that. Ready here. Let's do some math real quick. This is easy math, but let's do some math.
So the game was what, $20?
They're at 4 million copies.
Mm-hmm. Times 20. That's gonna come out to 80 million.
$80 million.
So subtracting tax, that's still around like 59 mil.
And then Steam's cut, so they're like 20 mil at least.
At minimum.
Big
Which is
things.
still-
Big things
that's
coming
like-
to Valheim, I think.
That's like
Big things coming to
house.
Valheim. Very excited. Because even just going into the dungeons are super fun. But, okay, real quick, want to dive into it. So apparently today at 12, the Outriders demo comes out. It releases.
Ah, yes.
Outriders gameplay.
Have you done more research? Do you know how you want to try to build your character yet? Or have you stayed in the dark?
I've totally stayed in the dark. I have no idea.
Okay.
But what I will say is I was reading some articles about this, and I'm saying this because we really dove into a lot of Outriders news last episode. It was like, what, 40 minutes of talking nonstop Outriders?
Mm-hmm.
So all of the classes are going to be available at launch of the demo. East Coast today, I believe, is at 12. We are possibly going to cut a supercut of like initial thoughts of this game, possibly for the next episode. That is the plan, at least. But I'm really excited because they said that progression from the demo carries over. So if you do progression in the demo, then you get the game on April 1st, carries over.
Perfect.
Apparently there's 3 hours worth of gameplay in this demo. And you basically start at the very beginning. Everything's available to you, and you start at the very beginning, and that you start the game. So there's a lot of articles saying that there's a lot. No worries, Yorick. There's a lot of articles saying that like the game actually comes out today. It just gets enhanced, obviously, on April 1st. So I'm really excited about it.
Caps off.
Are we gonna dive into it tonight, Jacob?
I'd love to, if you're down to.
Yeah.
We could even film a little bit of it too.
Yeah, we'll
Show you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll film a little bit of it. Show you guys our initial thoughts on it. If you're not going to dive into it, we'll record it and show you guys what we think. I'm really excited after seeing the post game content, and just Square Enix just has me. They have me in their grasp, and whether that grasp will lighten up after this game, because I know they can produce Final Fantasy content. We'll see if they can produce content around this. Really exciting.
Yeah, I think the story's going to be awesome. It's making me want to get the 3060 today, but I don't know, guys. I was thinking about the 3060
with the
a lot.
transistors and everything. You'll probably want something else.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait. I know I've been harping on being like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it. But the more research I did, because the bus is 192 bits and not 256, it actually throttles a little bit. So I think it's safer to wait for the 3060 Ti or 3070. So I'll chill. I'm just gonna chill. But I don't need a 3060 to play most of the games that I love. And what I do love is the idea that
oh my god! I was like, what is this? This is not Outriders. I was like, I'm sorry, what is this?
You're gonna design a small home.
So here are 10 reasons why you want to play the Outriders demo. Okay.
Okay.
There's little sections here. Let's see.
Number 1, heckin' epic.
What's number 1? 10 reasons. Okay, here we go. Here's all the reasons. Find your class. So all the classes will be available at the start. Technomancer,
me on the left. I'm
Pyromancer,
Toxic
Trickster, Devastator. Tank. It looks like tank, healer, and DPS. Tank.
What's the green one?
I would say healer, but low range support. Okay, low range support gadgets.
Ooh, that's
Pyromancer,
what I'm gonna
medium
be.
range, Conjurer of fire. I like that.
Ooh.
Close range hit and run space time Trickster, and then the tank. Stand your ground, close range.
I'm gonna go with the Technomancer.
I'm going with the Pyromancer. There we go.
Sweet. I'll be your enhancer. I'll be your support.
Thanks, Jacob.
be
I
your
love when you
backbone.
enhance me.
I'll make sure you don't fall.
Yeah.
And if you do, I'll extend my hand to get you right back up.
Cool. Okay, multiplayer.
Awesome. Anyways.
Awesome. Moving on now.
Imagine if they did that in any anime, like the protagonist gives an awesome speech and he's just like, cool. Anyways, let's just keep going. Cool. Awesome. Anyways.
Multiplayer will be available in it. Awesome. We're not going to go through all this stuff, but there's like matchmaking if you don't have a party, so that's cool. Crossplay on all of these different systems. Hold on, where is it? There we go.
Is the demo available for all 3 today?
I believe so. It's available on everything. This is demo crossplay support. Yeah, there you go. So it's available on everything. Let's see
Alex,
what else.
do you know, do you get anything special for pre-ordering? Is there any cool in-game stuff?
I haven't looked into that. But when I go to download this after this,
we'll check it out. I'll tweet it
transfer
to you
progress.
guys.
So this is what I was talking about, where you transfer what you've been working on. An epic journey. So apparently there's okay, here we go. The Outriders demo showcases the prologue of the game, which introduces the entire story. So that's cool. It's a prologue. Awesome. Awesome. It sets everything up. Fantastic. That's really cool. So I highly recommend playing this then. Side quests.
I wonder how short
there are side quests in the demo. How about that? Side quests in the demo. That's not very common, is it? I don't know. Weapons. So you get to... This looks like awesome gameplay. but you basically get a whole bunch of weapons and everything. Basically, this is saying that the gunplay is similar to Bulletstorm, Gears of War, and Painkiller, and a mix of all of them, because they have artists and developers from each of these who have all worked on these projects. So if you guys look at the gameplay, it's very similar to Gears of War style.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Gears.
Yep. Okay, next thing is powers.
I can't wrangle.
So you get a bunch of powers still. Oh, you know what's funny about this, Jacob?
What?
Guess what, guys? Everybody here, listen close. She said the narrator in this video, she says that you gain health. Camping's not going to do you any well because you only gain health by killing enemies.
Oh, gotcha. So you got to keep rolling, otherwise
you got to keep going.
You'll get stuck.
Yeah. So there's that. Let's see.
God.
Next thing is create your Outrider. So you can create your character, obviously. There's options here. But what's cool about this game is you can change your character's look throughout the game. So you're not stuck with one thing. If you want to change it at all, you can throughout the game. Really cool.
I hope I can make him really short. Like, I want it every single angle I get, I want there to be too much headroom. Just way too much headroom.
Like, hey, so...
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll save the day. I got this.
We're good. And then so play aggressive, so you get health by killing things. But so there you go, Outriders demo. I'm going to definitely dive into it tonight on stream. So we'll produce some type of piece of content for you guys to see it and get our impressions by Tuesday. So if you guys if you don't want to play the demo, you'll at least hear about it. So there's that. Next thing, real quick, just going to touch on it real quick. AMD's launching a new graphics card next week. So you have the 3060 this week. AMD is launching a new graphics card next week. This is great. They're announcing every card this. How many things have been announced this year and released, but nobody can grab them?
I think everything.
Does that upset you, Jacob? That the graphics cards continue to come out, but you can't get one? Does that make you sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I thought you were being like, does that make you sad, little boy, that you can't get a graphics card and play the games you like?
Bro.
Does that make you sad, little kid?
That's not. I don't mean that. What I mean is like, do you think they should be focusing on increasing their supply or just creating new versions of what they have?
Well, it bumps me out because I want to say I want them to focus on the supply, but I get the idea that they're trying to just continuously innovate. But that's the problem. The second you buy a graphics card, it's like when you buy a boat where it's immediately out of date. You know, to all those people that buy a boat, when you buy a boat, it's out of date.
Well, same with your car. Why do you have to go boats? Just go car.
No, I thought about the time you said when you buy a boat, that's the happiest day you have a boat. But then my brain just kind of
you guys ask any boat owner the two best days of owning a boat: when you buy it and when you sell it. Literally. So hey. Real quick, if you guys like coffee and you like talking games, join us on Loading Screen because we talk all of that while sipping coffee.
Not only do we love coffee, we love our sponsors, just like Zip Chair.
And Mike
one
and
of the most comfortable chairs on the market.
Yeah.
But man, sitting and gaming can be tiring. It'll make you really crave some sort of snack that'll give you energy to keep going. And that's where Mike and Ike comes in. One of the most powerful candies. So not just give you the energy to continue, but the pep to keep your step rolling. Mike and Ike.
Is it in you? But you know what is? This coffee.
Coffee.
And if you would like to sip, dude, holy like detour, Batman. Okay. I know we just talked about hardware without talking about hardware, but the next thing we're going to talk about is the big question of the show.
Yes. The big question of the show. I love playing video games. Video games are fun, but you know what stinks?
Okay, hold on. Let's change this. Let's change the subject, bro.
Oh, you could let me finish and then Q&A. Alex, I got a question for you. I've been thinking a lot how much I love video games and how much fun they are.
Me too.
But sometimes I just think that they're too darn dibbity-doo expensive. And I'm thinking a lot, but...
By golly, you're right.
Alex, what justifies a game's price tag? What do I need for a game to be worth $60?
Chat,
there's games that are $20 that are so cool.
Chat, we're going to need you hype up right now, okay? Chat, we need you. Everybody, if you're looking at your computer, hey, look at me. Look at me, chat. Look at me.
What do you like to see in a game?
What do you like to see in a game? What do you, chat, think? What do you think makes a game worth the price tag? For example, Jacob, you started a conversation last week that said you think Nintendo Switch games deserve to be $60. You think they are worth $60. Tell me why, first off.
Right, so there's a couple points here. First of all, this was an article I read that said all the good games are free to play. That's a good point, Gutsify. There are a lot of free to play games that are just baller. So the article was any game that are $60 that are Switch games, they're $60 because they have the right to be. Now, Nintendo has a really good rep, but just because you have a reputation doesn't mean every game's going to back this. The big points I want to bring up here are, let's compare a game like Breath of the Wild, which is $60, has a lot of replayability easily. You beat the game maybe in like 40, 50 hours, but dude, if you wanted, you could beat it in 10, you could beat it in 300. Even when you're done, there's still so much to do. So with that, I'd like to say, I think post-game content and replayability are big factors with a $60 game. So it's interesting because there are some Nintendo games that should not be worth $60.
No.
I know. I'm going against what I said here, but think about like 1-2 Switch. That game's $60. It has some really cool mechanics, but to me, kind of looks like it could have been a lot cheaper.
It's very interesting. Two of the most popular games in the world. No, three of the most popular games in the world are free. Fortnite,
Ooh.
Warzone, and Valorant. Right? Valorant's free, right?
What about League of Legends, Alex?
Dude, League of Legends has broken up so many friendships of mine that I refuse to play it anymore. I have boycotted.
Well, what's cool though too, with a free play game, you'll end up being like, hey, this is worth more, so I'll buy skins. That's fine, I can justify it. Which is what Gunsify is saying. Valorant took a couple hundred of his dollars in chat to everyone listening on the podcast, which is crazy. Although it's not impossible.
So
it's
let's
not
break
weird.
this down.
I can say the same thing about me. I spent a lot of money on those skins.
Let's break this down, chat. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull up a notepad right now. What was that?
Hello? Wrong number.
Yes.
Yes.
Call in the airstrike.
Buy all the stocks. Yeah, sell them. Buy them again.
Sorry, guys. I got really quiet there because in our show notes, we never prepped for a cell phone segment, so I didn't know what to do. I kind of panicked and blacked out.
So, someone, Derb said earlier in the chat, replayability was a big thing. Gunsify saying now, I don't play campaign games. I only play games I can dump 1,000 hours in and still not be the best online. There is something to say with that. When it comes to a campaign, I love a good story in a game. I love a good story. So I think, for instance, one thing that I would like to say for a game that I would like to say that would justify it, and it doesn't need to hit all the criteria, but I'd say at least a big chunk of them, but a good story.
Yep.
Something that's engaging, that when I'm done with session 1, I'm actively thinking like, I can't wait to go back to this game and continue it later on.
Okay. Control plus timeout. I'm zooming in here, and we're creating a list right here, guys. Interactive show. Here we go. All right.
What represents the $60 you spend for a game next to the $1,500 you spend for the computer allowing you to play it? That's a good point. If you spend so much money on this huge rig, does that mean that you're fine with paying even more?
So I would make the argument, and I've made this argument before, when you have a console, or it used to be, when you have a console, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, typically you're stuck paying the prices that they set for you. Whereas if you go on PC and you get a PC, I don't remember the last time I paid full price for like a game, other than like the really big AAA titles, full price for a game on PC. Normally, you can find it discounted somewhere. So there's that. There's that. Consoles are cheaper, though. That is true. That is true. But I think at a certain point, you end up spending the same amount of money, right? I think at a certain point, if you're paying $60 for all these games and you have a game library of like 50 games, and you pay for a console, you're going to be playing the same thing, right? Bro, Switch is rough. Prices don't drop on any first-party titles. I know, and it's very hard. It's like very difficult to do that, right? So we're having this discussion here. I'm just going to straight out say number of bugs. I think that. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's create a title. What justifies a game?
What about No, this is good. Tag. I'll bring it up a little bit later. But I want you to keep this in mind, though, too. Cyberpunk was one of your favorite games.
Yeah. That's in my top 5 favorite games of all time, Cyberpunk.
So the bugs are a lot. But I want to say, like, I like bugs sometimes. I actually think they're
Bethesda
funny.
Games. They're hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I think if you spend $3,000 on the PC, it should give you a competitive advantage.
This is what Gunzify says, by the way.
My light just fell.
You guys remember 8 shows ago how I told Jacob to purchase the little knob that allows his microphone to fit onto his arm?
Mechanics can enhance the experience to a lot of games, because a game could have a good story, but the mechanics are lacking.
Spending $5, Jacob, will enhance your experience with your microphone.
It's a great...
The amount of content, that's a very good one. Amount of content.
I will buy it. I'll get it. After this show, I'll do it. I will live stream it. I'll say, hey, guys, what's up? It's me.
There will be a stream today, guys, by the way.
Today, I'm going to buy a mic holder. Anyways.
Okay.
Are you guys going to do the
So right now, what justifies a
Yes,
game's price tag? What justifies a game's price tag? Replayability, good story, number of bugs, amount of content. Now, let's think about this, okay?
Now, what do you think about music? Oh, sorry. No. We'll go on that later. Go on Cyberpunk. That's what I'm interested in.
The state that Cyberpunk was... Now, I finished Cyberpunk. I beat the game. I have over 80 hours in it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think it's worth $60? I think if Cyberpunk was fully polished, that game could have easily been worth $70. However, it was riddled with game-breaking bugs. And now I was fortunate I didn't have these issues, so this is me trying to be in the shoes of everybody who's so angry with it. Cyberpunk, I would say, would be worth with its release and the number of bugs and issues that came with it. I'm plopping a $40 price tag on it.
$40. I want to say the same for the Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay.
Well, you know it stinks, though, too. Compare Ruby and Sapphire to Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Child. The amount of content matters depending on how engaging the content is. Quality over quantity. Very true. If I'm buying a game that is worth $60, the biggest thing I want is support from the devs. That's one that should be put in. Support from the devs. Think about Terraria, too. That game is very cheap. Dude, the devs love it. They are so active in their community. And because of that, the game really shows how much is being innovated every patch.
My big thing is if there's a game that's free and you're getting support from the devs, look at Riot with Valorant. Bro, if you create a good product and you show your support for the community and that you care about the community and their experience, your free game will make money.
Yeah. But sometimes, and this is a weird take, I think some games are worth more than what they charge.
I think so too. So, Witcher, for example. I think The Witcher 3, that's one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion. And that game, I think, could easily reach the $100 price tag and be okay. One thing that I want to say, Jacob, and we kind of talked about this on my stream on Twitch, was, to me, what justifies a game's price tag is so this is hairy, but I'm going to bring it up because it's a good conversation. And this episode is more of a conversation, so feel free to have this conversation. Amount of hours you can put into a game. That's, to me, the biggest thing here. And I'm going to put a star next to it because this is just for me. This isn't for any of you guys, but the amount of hours you put into a game, I think, can justify a price tag. So
yeah, I think
for
it's
example,
the best bang for your buck.
I put 80 hours into Cyberpunk, and I paid $60 for it. To me, that game was worth the price tag.
Yeah.
For okay, Valheim. Valheim was $20. $20. It's not really riddled with bugs. It's not no. It to me,
it's pretty solid. It's a good alpha.
Solid game for $20 as an early access game. And I have what? I could check right now, but I have probably
you have around like 80, I believe.
60 or 80 or something in Valheim. I'll be honest.
I like that thought too, Alex.
What?
Especially when you compare it, like, technically then you would have paid like 80 cents an hour to play Cyberpunk if you wanted to put it in an hourly rate, which I think is fine. Squatch keeps saying that he thinks Stardew Valley is a great example that's fully worth the price tag, and I couldn't agree more. Like Stardew Valley, for example, and I know like you're not a big farm fan, but I don't just love the game, but it was one of those games that I fell in love with. Like I easily have over 200 hours on that, and the patches of work keep making me come back to it. Not just because it's DLC, but a lot of it's free DLC. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna keep this game going. I don't want to put free DLC on this board because I don't think free DLC makes a good game. I think DLC makes a game that's exciting because you're actively looking towards something. But there's a funny thing too. Viewer count just spiked up. Everyone's
excited. As soon as we mentioned Valheim, boom.
Yeah. Valheim though too. It was $20 and people were like, "Oh, I would have paid more." Guys, it's so crazy to think about, but this is just an alpha. Valheim is only an alpha still. And the patches they have planned, like, it's funny because some of them are so small. I keep joking about the chicken one, but I like the idea of how cool it is just to add, like, 2 small things can really make a cool update. Like, the fact that soon in Valheim, you'll be able to have, like, actual, like, farming capabilities, more so than just doing, like, carrot seeds and such. It's awesome, dude. He said only 40% of the game is playable right now. Wow. See, that's incredible to me. It's like, hey, look, we have this game that's solid. There's a lot of stuff we have to add to it. This is only a chunk. By the way, how's that world you're exploring going, huh? You get to the full map yet? No? Okay. Cool.
We've got something for you.
Don't worry. We're going to add a... you're going to go to space.
Can confirm we did test whether or not Valheim's world is flat. We had a friend quite literally sail off the side of it and die. So the world in Valheim is flat. Okay.
It just
yeah, it just stops.
Is there a warning?
No. So my buddy Meta, he basically sailed off the edge and he just fell, and then eventually.
Is it a waterfall?
Died. No, it's just at the end of the map. It just stops. And then
okay.
Yeah.
That would be so cool if it's just a waterfall all around the perimeter.
Alex is reading my message.
You're sailing off of Valhalla.
I think that's what makes loading screen great is us interacting with chat. I think that's a cool thing that not a lot of shows do. Twitch didn't like my answer, so I DM'd it. Oh my goodness, really? Okay. All right, let me see. Let me pull it up. But while we're talking about this, guys, I think replayability is an interesting one because. Okay. Okay. Have you guys played? Damn it! What's it called? What's the game where it's a sound experience where she's going through? I don't want to say psychosis, but kind of like they
Tales of the Necrodancer?
Nope. Hellblade. That game was, I think, $40 when it came out. And it's an 8-hour experience, but a fantastic experience and a really cool story. I think that was worth $40. I think it was worth $40. But I can't replay it. I don't want to replay it because I already went through the story and it'd technically be the same. So, like, I don't know.
Well, replayability it's a plus, but in a story game, sometimes I don't want there to be more so after. Now, I think of Undertale, and I know, like, Undertale's been destroyed in so many ways. Like, it's a dead horse, but it's such a good example because that game has possibly the best way of replayability I've ever seen, where there is a solid foundation where you play the game first however you want. Afterwards, if you restart the game acknowledges that you restarted it, and it restructures itself very slightly. But your decisions are what really make it so different. That's why I think the decision-based games are so enticing to people, but they can also throw people off because they're like, I want to get a good ending. Rich talked to me about this before, where he's like, I like Cyberpunk, but I also hate it because I don't want to play 70 hours and then have like everything fall apart at the very end of the game.
See,
because I don't want to.
That's what makes a good role-playing game, though. Like you literally make the decision based on the way your mind works. So that game's ending is a product of the way you played it. Your role in that game is a product of that ending is a product of how you played it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does make a good role-playing game. So but the thought though too, like, hey, I don't want to re-spend another 20 hours on this game. I think you just didn't like that game to begin with. If it's starting to feel like a chore, and that's fine. That happens to a lot of people where a game will start to feel like a chore. And what's rough is like, hey, I'm sorry, but that means you're just not completely swooned over it, which is okay. That's fine. I want to say this was said a little earlier by Squatch, but a lot of indie titles undercharge because they don't think that AAA prices are going to work.
You know what's crazy?
No matter how good it is.
You know what's crazy? I honestly, like, when I think of, now obviously, like, so my top favorite games are AAA titles. Halo, Witcher 3, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 14. Like, they're all top things. But I will say stories that have resonated with me the most, maybe not the most, but stories that have really resonated with me have been indie titles. And I think because indie developers care more so about telling a story or telling their story, or they put care into their game. Not to say that AAA players don't, but there are a lot of AAA players that don't. I mean, look at Season 2 of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But like, not that would be story, right? But whatever. I think there's something to be said about indie developers and creating a good story. So, real quick. Oh, The Medium. The Medium.
Medium's a good example, actually.
So I think Medium's not available for outright purchase. It's on Game Pass. And I paid $1, quite literally $1, to play The Medium. And I think the story was absolutely fantastic. And I'll be honest, I think so. Okay, there obviously there's what justifies a game's price tag. You know, Squatch also said fun, interesting mechanics. I think all of these things. If we were to pick like 3 things, what do you guys think? 3 things. You know, replayability is one thing, right? But like, if a game has an extremely, extremely, extremely good story, do you think that trumps the replayability? Like with Hellblade, I'll be honest, the replayability is not really there. But I think that game was worth $40.
Do you think New Game Plus adds this idea of like a padded replayability if the game isn't already getting you crazy?
Interesting.
And then the idea of getting better loot. I want to say this because this kind of blew me away for a second, but indie devs care more about their games. This is that said that because they have something to prove. And that's true. Nintendo doesn't have to prove anything right now. And I hate pooping on Nintendo. Because I still love Nintendo at the end of the day. It just always comes to my mind that they're such a big example to reference, which is what the idea of the beginning of this conversation stemmed from, of Nintendo games are $60 because they deserve it. This idea of deserving a price tag.
You get okay. Live service games. Do you think they're worth $60? Hot take, no.
Oh, so are we getting into like sports games that aren't completely done
this is
from
a
EA?
very, very, very deep rabbit hole, and I'm sorry, I don't want to go there.
I
because
just got banned for using the words.
This show could go on forever, right? But Nintendo does that $60 price tag for polished, finished games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think indies, Hedgie said this too. Indie devs will treat their games like children and care for it. Yeah,
I'll say this right now.
It's love for the game you made.
I think the game's called To the Moon. It's $5. It's an indie title. It's a 4-hour gameplay, 4 or 5 hours max. That game had me in tears at the end of it. Play it, guys. Just go get it. $5 on Steam. To the Moon. Fantastic experience on a Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, whatever. Go play it. I'm telling you, somebody did that to me. Like, somebody told me what I just told you guys, and I went and played it. And at the end of it, I was sitting in my chair, tears running down my face. I was like, that story was beautiful. Play it. Okay.
Ooh. What do you think about this? I feel like how a game makes you feel is the biggest price justification. Nostalgia from Nintendo games makes you good because you get nostalgia when you play them.
Anna.
I think the way you feel is a good point. Gosh, I gotta tell you, sometimes personally, I'm not the greatest showing like sadness emotion, so games help me cry if I need to cry. And that alone can make me, it'll burn in my heart that like I played a game and it made me cry. Like even just Titanfall. And I know it's so stupid, but the robot saving you so many times, I was like, oh my god, this guy's my boy. He would sacrifice himself for me. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, quick synopsis of To the Moon. I played it 4 years ago, so I can't really give you one, but I will say just take the time, take a few seconds, go on Steam, look it up. It's great. It's great. Well, I think that's a good point, but you can't really calculate that when trying to price a game. What, feelings? So I don't know if you can really... I want to say a good story can make, because a good story is attached with feelings, right? I guess a good story can justify a game's price tag. I'll say that. But Cyberpunk had a great story. I finished that game. Like, I think I got one of the best endings because I had no complaints and it was fantastic. I won't play it again. Awesome. Like, I'll dive into it here and there, but I won't necessarily play it again. But the different story endings do increase replayability, right? But I think good story can justify a game's price tag.
Yeah.
However, Valheim doesn't have a story necessarily. It does, but it doesn't.
That's not true. You make the story, which is cool. It's the same kind of deal with Minecraft. Like, Minecraft's super cheap, but the amount of playability you get with Minecraft is over the moon. That's why people always go like crazy for it. And if anyone's like, Minecraft sucks, you already played 40 hours to say Minecraft sucked. So it grabbed your attention that long, at the very least. I'd like to just say, if I was going to give you the perfect game, I've said this before and I'll stand by it, but God of War it hits everything. It really hits everything.
You think what's the length? What's the length of gameplay on God of War?
God of War, probably like it could be anywhere from 40 to 70 hours. But there's also New Game Plus, which not a lot of the dialogue changes, but the game gets harder. There's a lot more gear you can grab. Overall, though, the story's awesome. There's some great mechanics. It's all tight mechanics. It almost breaks boundaries too because it's all in a single camera shot, which is awesome. I'm going to say what's weird, though, is like, even though I'd say it's the perfect game, I wouldn't just get up and say, oh, man, I'm done with work. I'm going to play that immediately. If I had to choose between that and, like, Splatoon or something, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to play Splatoon because I've already played through God of War. I wouldn't go back to God of War unless I felt...
So the replayability is not necessarily there for you, but you think... So that story... But I've heard you talk about it. That story impacted you to the point where you think that it is worth $60. Would you pay more for it?
Everything. For the God of War series, I would have paid more. I would have paid up to 70. But I would be hard-pressed to tell you that I wouldn't have bought it if it was worth 80 or 90. Okay. God of War games are made for so long. Like, they really care about that series. And the series as a whole, I can't think of any of them that aren't a banger.
I've got a hot take real quick.
Okay.
And this conversation can go on forever. And so a game worth the price tag gives you that satisfaction. Yeah. I mean, and Persona 5, I want to play it. I hear it's amazing. I don't like
you would love Persona 5.
See, like the UI really bothers me, and the music is just not. I'm not a big fan of the music yet, but so far it looks pretty cool. So I am playing through it. So
yeah,
I'm about 3 hours in, but I think the way you finish the game, I want to take that one step further and say, whether or not you finish the game, I think gives you the ability to judge whether or not a game is justified in its price.
That's a good point. Like if you'll drop a game halfway.
Because I can tell you right now, although Cyberpunk is dog water, like Cracked said in chat, I think if you finish the story, you'll have a better understanding. Like that's like judging a book by its cover type of thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I have a 400 plus modded Skyrim. It's fantastic. It takes the stress off the devs and lets the community get involved. Yes, it does. So, okay, good story, I think. Let's try and round out this conversation, Jacob, because like I said, you and I could literally sit down, have a fireside chat, and talk about this for hours,
I think this
right?
is something we'll come back to. The Sims 4 is a tough place for me. Sims is such a great example of this argument.
I think what we're coming down to is I don't know if there's a list of things that can justify a game. It's not either or. I think it's a combination of it. I think that's what we've come down to.
Right. I think replayability too is very subjective. It's hard to really have this conversation because we didn't even dive into this at all, but it's a whole other topic, but people like different genres. So replayability, I think, relates to your taste.
Altered Carbon's so good, by the way. Yeah, no, it does relate to your taste. I think like number of bugs can decrease a game's value. I think the amount
it
of
can bother
content
you.
that it has, like Valheim, for example, that game is
I-
replayability. Like, I don't even want to say replayability because once you beat it, it's like, okay, but you can keep playing it.
But I think it's also, before, like, I want to interrupt you now until you go off. I think the quality of bugs is important to be said, because there are good bugs and there are bad bugs. Overall, though, guys, I'm excited that you guys have so much to say about all of this.
This is fantastic, guys. We love how interactive chat has been. It's been amazing.
I would love to know what you guys think. If you had to think of like one of the best price justifications for a game, I'd love to see what you guys think.
Yeah, and guys,
There's a lot
please
there- lot there out there.
tag, go on Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter and let us know your thoughts. Jacob, that question that you just had. So what was it? Go ahead again.
I would love for you guys to go on and just tell me what you think the perfect price justified game is. Like, what video game do you think has the perfect price tag? And so far, I think like Stardew Valley hits it great. God of War hits it great for me. Those are two of my examples.
I hope Valheim's going to be better in the future. Well, it's already great now, but think about it. A team of 5 people made that game. Okay, now that team of 5 people has $20+ million.
Minecraft is great.
They're going to make it better. They're going to make it better. I have faith. Yeah, Minecraft, $20. Yep. I would pay more knowing devs are paid and treated better. Very fair. I'm there. Where do we put company ethics? Because I wouldn't pay for Cyberpunk because of how they treated their dev teams. There's a lot of companies that treat their devs like that, especially close to release. There's a lot of companies that do that. So do not be mistaken. Cyberpunk CDPR is not the only company that's done that. There are a lot of companies that do that. It's upsetting.
I think company ethics dives into more of the community aspect, right, of the devs. They would go under like that subcategory for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, guys, go on Twitter real quick, and whether it's now or later on the show, let us know, and you can you put a hashtag, loading screen at the end of it, and we'll get to your responses next Tuesday or on Tuesday, but just so they know. But with that being said, I think there's a lot of different factors that go into justifying a game's price tag. To me, if a story makes me feel something, that can very easily justify a game for me. Not even a story, but if the game makes me feel something, I don't want to say like positive, but if it's like angry, like Red Dead Redemption 2 made me feel pissed off at the end of it, but it made me feel something. However, Cyberpunk also made me feel pissed off at points. So
hey,
I want to say
anger's still a strong
positive
emotion.
and negative, right? Like, but like, so Valheim makes me feel happy and curious and excited.
Oh my God, Cuphead! How did we not talk about Cuphead? Oh my God, that's another one. That's another one on my list of perfect. They could have charged more. Could have charged so much more. Oh my God. Did you know they took out mortgages on their homes to make that game?
Really?
Like, holy crap. Not only did they believe this game was awesome, and the music. We didn't even talk about music. Oh my gosh, that game's amazing. Cuphead's so and you can play with 2 people? Dude, there's so much replayability. You get a new friend come over like, hey bro, you think you could be Cuphead? Totally! Oh yeah? Let's do it right now!
Fisticuffs.
That game has perfect replayability. Cuphead, 10 out of 10. 8 out of 8, it's great.
Love this.
Love Cuphead.
Love this.
Love Cuphead.
Love Cuphead.
Love it.
So
thank you guys though. We do have to start wrapping up.
we do.
Honestly,
We
we should really come back to this again.
I think this is
'Cause
a good conversation.
We've only scratched the surface of this.
Yes. And yeah, but like, and I'll leave it on this. I think good story, from what I'm gathering from everybody, good story, your overall experience with the game can very easily justify a price tag. Support from the devs is a big thing. Valorant, Riot, amazing support. Fantastic support. We talked with those devs too. There's some interviews on our YouTube page. Amazing people.
See you later, Derbs. Thanks for popping in.
But yeah, Spelunky. Like, dude, this conversation could go on forever. And guys, thank you so much for coming in, keeping the conversation going. It's been an honor to chat with y'all. I love how exciting. I love how excited the chat is and how engaged it is to have this conversation. It's fantastic. But with that being said, guys, apologies if Jacob or I have missed what you guys have said in chat. I want to apologize. we're kind of glancing over at chat as much as we possibly can while continuing the show and the momentum of the show. So with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for coming by the stream. This has been Loading Screen episode 77. We got to do something big for episode 100. But with that being said, Loading Screen brought to you, presented by Mike and Ike and Zip Chair. Shout out to them. If you guys are in the market for a Zip Chair or for a gaming chair, Zip Chair I think is probably top of the list in terms of quality.
Solid. They're wonderful, and you can use the promo code NerdStreetGamers for a 10% discount.
10% discount, guys, and girls. So I'll leave you with this. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think is the best price justified game. What do you guys think that is? And with that being said, I know I keep saying with that being said, Outriders demo is out today. Probably going to dive into it tonight myself and Jacob as well. We're going to try and cut something up for you guys to show you on Tuesday of what we think, what our impressions were. If you guys haven't checked it out already, go ahead, download it, check it out today. I believe it's now officially live after 12. And yeah, I mean, have some fun. Also, I want to hear everybody's impressions of Season 2 of Call of Duty. If you guys are playing that this weekend, let us know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys think about that. We'll talk about that more on Tuesday, because it's either going to be really great or really silly.
Yeah,
so
and we'll be diving into the news of Sony's State of Play today. I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern time. State of Play. We're going to probably cover some of the titles that will be announced and or teased in that
vein. In that idea.
Showcase, that's it.
That atmosphere.
Showcase.
Well, with that, guys, my name is Jacob. My light just died. I think that means the podcast is over.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you guys again on Tuesday of this upcoming week. So next week, this upcoming Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Nerd Street Gamers on twitch.tv, YouTube, Facebook, what have you. Hit us up on Twitter. And don't hit Jacob up at Cub, because that is not him. I've really got to fix that. Well, see you guys later. Good night, everybody. Not good night. I'm so used to streaming at night. Good day. Have a good one.